Good morning. So I really wanted to film today, and the heat index is like 110 or 115 today and something ridiculous like that, and I was like, I really don't want to wear a full face of makeup. So today I'm going to show you my simple lightweight work makeup. It's not a lot of products, it's just a little bit of coverage just to keep me from looking sickly. That's pretty much it. This will be real quick because usually I'm in a rush when I'm getting ready in the mornings, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just show you my light coverage kind of day-to-day work makeup. I already moisturized. I used this Cerave AM facial lotion. It's got SPF 30 in it, so always wear your SPF. So now I'm gonna go in with the Colourpop All-Star Primer. So I work at a car lot, and yes, I'm in the office most of the day, but I do have to go out on the lot, and then the door to the garage is in the office, so it's open and shut all day, and it gets hot, and our showroom is just like all glass, like just fully glass, and it just gets so hot in there even with the air on. I mean, there's just nothing really we can do about it. I mean, we have shades and it helps, but it's not like a miracle cure or anything. So yeah, I'm not really out in the heat, but I still have to suffer from the heat, you know? I'm just gonna go in and do my brows. On days like this, I like to use a pencil instead of a pomade because it gives me a more natural look. What shade is this? This is the ABH Brow Wiz, and this is dark brown. I feel like if I use a pomade on days where I do more natural makeup, it looks kind of funky, mostly because I just don't know how to do a light hand with a pomade. I'm sure some people are capable. I'm just not one of them. Get this. And my goal isn't to do, you know, super shaped dramatic brows today. I just want to look like I actually have eyebrows. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my brows. They're not perfect, but like I said, going for a more natural brow. So now I'm just gonna go in with some Colourpop Brow Boss gel to keep them in place. You know, the 5 actual brow hairs that I have. Okay, so on days like this, well, actually any work day except for Saturdays, I hardly ever put on a full face of makeup for work. I'd rather sleep in, quite frankly. And in the summer, it's pointless because it's hot and it's humid here all the time. So it just melts off my face. So on light coverage days like today, I just go in with concealer. I hope there's some left in here. I don't know if you can see how empty it is. I have a backup, not of this concealer, but of a different concealer to use if this one won't do anything. I might get some out of it. Will it be enough? I don't know. I would say this routine is pretty sweat proof. I mean, like, if you're gonna be drenched in sweat, you know, if you work outside or do any kind of like a physical activity where you're just gonna be drenched in sweat, probably not. But if you're someone like me who spends, you know, a moderate amount of time outside in the heat doing like, you know, simple stuff, it'll probably hold up for you pretty good. My skin's pretty oily. I don't know, it's not as oily as it used to be. It's my eye. I feel like it's gotten less oily, but in the summer it's still like definitely not normal skin type, you know? So like I said, I don't want a whole lot of coverage. I just kind of want to cover, like, I guess what you would consider my problem areas, which I forgot my eyelids. You know, the places where I have a lot of discoloration and whatnot. So I just kind of go into my like T-zone area and under my eyes and on my eyelids. I'm just gonna blend that out. This is an Eco Tool sponge. I have a lot of discoloration on my nose and like my cheek area right here. So I just like to cover that up some. Like, I'm not worried about the freckles really. It's just the redness. So yeah, that's like all the coverage I do. I'm going to go in with powder here in a second, and it is the Coty Airspun translucent extra coverage. So I guess it does give me a little bit more coverage, but not a lot. But as you can see, like, you can still see my skin, and you can still see like my freckles and like some of my like skin discoloration, but it's not as prominent. Like, it just gives me like a little bit. So now I'm gonna go in with my powder. I like to go in with my powder on days like this on a sponge, and I'll start around my eye and pat it around, kind of really pat it into the like lines under my eyes to keep them from becoming lines under my eyes, you know what I mean? And then I'll just work on patting it into my problem areas, you know, the places that I get oily and that makeup tends to come off, like my nose, my chin, middle of my forehead, again, T-zone area. And then I'll take the most powder there, and then on the rest of my face, I'll just take a light amount of powder and just kind of gently pat it in. I feel like it stays put just a little bit better if you pat it in. And I know a lot of people probably wouldn't powder areas of their face that they didn't put the concealer on, but I don't know, it just bothers me to like not have an even layer of powder, you know what I mean? And I do feel like it helps me like not get as oily, and it gives me a little bit of more evenness in the areas that I didn't put concealer. It's just a little bit of powder. Remember if I told you guys what concealer I was using earlier? I know I held it up, but it's the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. It's one of my favorite concealers. It's so natural looking, but yet it gives you a lot of coverage. I definitely recommend it, and it holds up really well on my oily skin and in my T-zone. So I need a new one. So for the rest of my face, I don't want to contour, like full on contour, because then it'll look harsh and look strange with this amount of coverage. So I just want to bronze a little bit so I don't look so ghostly. So I'm going to go in with this Ulta bronzer. And this is just a Wet n Wild brush. I'm not sure which one this is because they're not labeled. But I'm just going to take it in the areas that you would normally contour. I'm just going to it's going to be blown out and light, just to make it look like I get some sunlight, you know? I just don't want to look sickly. Take it under my jawline, get rid of that double chin a little bit. Now for my nose, again, I don't want like a harsh contour line, but I do want some definition. So instead of taking the brush I usually use, I'll still take this brush and dip it in a little bit and then kind of squeeze it together so like it's more defined, but it's still not real harsh because this brush is really fluffy. And just kind of take it down the sides of my nose a little bit, just to give it a little bit more definition and a little bit more of a shadow. See, not a lot, just a little bit. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. This is the shade Natural Glow, and they're not kidding when they say Natural Glow. Like, this stuff is light, but it's got a nice like sheen to it, so it gives me just a little bit. And then for a highlighter, I'm gonna go in with this Makeup Revolution SophX palette, and I'm gonna go in with this shade, which I just realized they're not labeled, so but it's just this champagne colored shade. Go in with that shade on just this little Wet n Wild highlighting brush, and I don't want a lot of highlight. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't want to be blinding. I just want some life in my face. Get a little bit of it on my forehead. I'm real gentle on the tip of my nose and my forehead on days like this so that I don't end up looking like an oily mess. So there's the face done. I don't always do this step, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. A good trick if you want some like definition in your eyes but don't want to do full eyeshadow, just take the bronzer that you used on your face in a real fluffy brush and just take it right in the crease real lightly. And it doesn't look like you're wearing eyeshadow, but it gives your eyes a little bit more of a pop. I'll do that sometimes. I wear glasses to work, so I mean you can't really see it when I do it. But see, just a little bit. I think it's picking up more on camera. Like it looks like I put like a brown in my crease on camera, but like in person it just gives it a little bit more definition. I like to go in with setting spray before I do my mascara and let it dry so that I don't spray it on my mascara and get mascara everywhere. I use the Colourpop All-Star setting spray. I love Urban Decay All Nighter also, but this is so much cheaper and it does just as good of a job. So All Nighter is like a treat for me. So I'm just gonna pull my hair back a little bit and just drench myself in it. I do really feel like this setting spray helps my makeup last longer. I know some people think setting spray is kind of gimmicky, but I feel like all the oily skin girls know that like setting spray is no joke. Because it definitely makes my makeup last longer. I hadn't curled my lashes off camera because I don't know about you, but it makes me really uncomfortable to watch people curl their eyelashes. I'm going to go in with some L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, and this is just the shade Blackest Black. I don't know why I had to look. For my lips, I just go in with this Colourpop Lippie pencil. What shade is this? Oh, this is the shade Another Round. And just kind of give my lips some definition. And then I just kind of drag the color down just a little bit. I don't want like a real intense layer of color. Sometimes I'll kind of drag it down and then like blend it out with my finger a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with the Colourpop So Juicy Gloss in Partly Rowdy. These are my favorite lip glosses, and I'm not a lip gloss person, but I love these. That's it. This is what I look like at work most days. Trust me, I'd love to have time to do a full glam. I don't have the energy for that every day. Time or energy. I'd have to get up so early, but this is comfortable. I find that if I wear a full glam in the summertime to work, you know, by midday I just want to like rip my face off because it's so uncomfortable, and I've gotten hot and I've gotten sweaty and it's just does not feel good. So this is comfortable. I don't find this getting uncomfortable until like a huge bug just hit my window. But I don't find this getting uncomfortable until like way late in the day, like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Then I'll start feeling like, okay, I really need to take my makeup off now. But throughout the workday, this stays comfortable. It stays put. If it fades in any areas because it's such light coverage, you can't really tell. I mean, you could, like, if you look real closely, you can tell, but it's not like obvious, like, oh, she's missing makeup on her chin, you know, kind of thing. So this is just what I do most days, something simple. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Wish me luck in this god-awful heat. I'm so tired of summer already. I hate summer. Ugh, I just hate it. But I'm gonna get on a summer rant, so I'm just gonna go. I'll talk to you guys later.